y rescatado, y por su causa quiero luchar. Somos su pueblo, nación santa, liberados del pecado para Cristo, poder anunciar. Y en su palabra hemos confiado, al cielo preparado, y su gozo nos hace cantar. Oh, 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 oh.
Muy buenos días, muchachos, ¿cómo se encuentran? Sé que la estaban pasando de maravilla con esos poderosos mensajes que escucharon el viernes en la noche con el pastor Mansueta, el sábado en la mañana con el pastor Armando Miranda, el sábado en la tarde con el pastor Manrique y ayer en la noche con el pastor Daniel Torreblanca desde Chiapas, México. Señores, yo quiero decirles que me siento muy contento porque hemos hecho una actividad especialmente para ustedes, para que puedan disfrutar y puedan estar más conectados con nuestro Dios a pesar de la situación en la que nos encontramos. Así que, muchachos, no importa dónde nos encontremos, si estamos en la casa, en el trabajo, en la casa de la abuela, donde sea, no importa. Tenemos que estar siempre conectados con nuestro Dios, sabiendo que nuestra fe no puede caer. Aparte de que nosotros tenemos que seguir hacia adelante y sabemos que esto va a acabar. Un día nos vamos a juntar todas las personas y vamos a hacer un gran y glorioso campamento, señores. Así que ahora es la oportunidad de yo presentarles al pastor Dijan, mi gran amigo desde la Unión de Gran Bretaña. Así que él con nosotros. Pongan mucha atención.
Hey, hi, Dejan Stojkovic here. I would like to say a big thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to you guys. Well, also would like to say I'm very glad it's taking place right now because I just had my first isolation haircut. I think it looks good, maybe not. You let me know in the comments, guys. The reality is that if you call me to speak later, I could have been without hair and you would not be able to recognize me, so this is great. Today I would like to share a message with you which I hope encourages you. C.S. Lewis once wrote, he said, I read a book to the end, meaning he read the Bible to the end. And he says, in the end, everything is going to be all right. You see, living through a time of COVID-19 epidemic and many other things in the world which are quite scary, it is quite difficult. I can tell you, as a child, as a teenager, I grew up in a country which went through quite a few wars. I remember this very clearly as it happened yesterday. I was lying in a bed, it was March, exactly almost the same time when this epidemic blew up. And I was watching TV when on top of the screen I saw a line saying that my country is being bombed at the moment. The next thing I heard was the sirens going off, and I remember jumping out of the bed and just rushing down towards the basement. Something that I remember probably even more vividly than that moment is the day after that the war started. I went to the street, and as I walked I realized that everything has changed. Everything has changed. People lost the smiles on their faces. People didn't talk to each other. People avoided eye contact. Many just looked on the floor and they were walking like zombies, trying to process what's happening to all of us. And this really stayed with us for a long time, because fear can be paralyzing. And I remember those moments when bombs hit very close to our place. Sometimes it was even funny, actually. I remember, again, it was evening, it was night, and I was again watching TV, and the siren went off. And of course, after a few days or few weeks of this on and off sirens, you kind of become complacent. You're like, oh, it's all right, nothing's gonna happen. But that day, I had a small clicks in the air. I didn't know what that was. I had this like, and I'm like, oh, okay. But then the sound that followed was unbelievably scary. It was this, and then it stopped. And you knew, whether you ever bombed or not, the rocket is coming. The next thing I did is I jumped, shouted, bombing. And we all ran outside of my family to the front door. As we came to the front door, the first rocket hit about 800 meters away, which is not very close. But the blast was so strong that it pushed my mom back on the wall. We quickly ran down to our basement, and when we came there, we already found our neighbors. They were in our basement. It was quite actually scary and funny at the same time, because it's like, guys, how did you manage to get here before us? And you then something comes to, did you sleep here? And the reality is that's how we live for, I think, about 8 days. Fear paralyzed everything. But then something very strange happened. After 30 days, if you came out on the street again, you realize that things are going back to normal. You were able to see people with smiles. You were able to see people talking to each other. I remember myself playing basketball as the siren went off and they started bombing, and nobody moved really. They're like, yeah, so what? What I realize is that fear has this paralyzing effect for only about 30 days. After that, your body, your soul, your mind finds the way to normalize stuff. The reason I want to mention this to you is very simple, and that is that previous generations of the pastors, a few decades ago, the pastors of your parents and grandparents, maybe they were never Christian, but I can tell you during the time when my grandparents were alive and going to church, many ministers were trying to help people find Jesus, but not the way I think is right. In other words, what they would do is they would try to scare you to love Jesus. They would like to scare you to go to heaven. But on the other hand, I would like to suggest to you, if you're somebody who is searching for God right now, or somebody who is looking to build or rebuild a relationship or make it even better, I would say that this relationship has to be based on love, because I don't know any relationship in this world which functions and is based on fear. Banner Group, which is a Christian organization which does researches when it comes to churches, came to a conclusion very recently that 46% of churches in the United States started rapidly growing since the beginning of epidemic of COVID-19. And the same thing happened during the wars in the 90s in my part of the world and many other parts of the world. You see, when a war happened, when the people realized the material things are not that important, as long as you have some food and water and some shelter, you're right. When you realize that in this uncertainty, maybe for the first time in your life, you can find certainty and hope in God, people turn towards spiritual things. So during this time, my friends, as people are searching for spirituality and searching for God in this time of uncertainty, I would like to suggest that if you're somebody like this, you search it on the right basis. And for me, the right basis is love. You see, my friends, nobody can scare you to heaven or towards God, because that scare, that fear will just last for a little bit. And then when this all goes back to normal, people are going to just walk away as they did in the 90s in my country. Churches were so packed, and when the war stopped and everything returned back to normal, churches emptied as quickly as they filled up. And that is because of that reason I mentioned. They were trying to have a relationship based on fear with God, rather than to try and understand that the God is God of love. You're right if you say to me, Dan, but Bible also says that we should be afraid of God, and I would not disagree with that, because Bible is trying to say that we need to have a certain level of respect towards the God which created the universe. But the fear can never be based for true, deep and meaningful relationship with anybody, including God. Or in Matthew 22:37, we see what the base of our relationship with God should be. And then it says, love your God with your heart, with your soul, and with your mind. You see, my friends, if we have that base of relationship with Jesus Christ, this relationship could last forever. But if your relationship with God is based on this momentary fear of existence or something else, it will not last. For the very simple reason, because, as I said, I think the fear can only lock you for about 30 days to do something or don't do something. But then after that, you're going to just give up on all of it. So in these difficult times of this pandemic, I want to encourage you and say, dig deeper and try to find a place where you love God with all your heart, with all your soul, and also your mind. And your relationship with Him will last forever.
Here I am, all my intentions, all my obsessions, I wanna lay them all down in your hands. Only your love is vital, though I'm not entitled. You call me your child. God, you don't need me. Somehow you want me. Oh, how you love me. Somehow that frees me to take my hands off of my life and the way it should go. Oh, God, you don't need me. Somehow you want me. Oh, how you love me. Somehow that frees me to open my hands up and give you control. I give you control. I've had plans shattered and broken, things I have hoped in fall through my hands. Do you have plans to redeem and restore me? You're behind and before me. Oh, help me believe. Oh, God, you don't need me. Somehow you want me. Oh, how you love me. Somehow that frees me to take my hands off of my life and the way it should go. Oh, God, you don't need me. Somehow you want me. Oh, how you love me. Somehow that frees me to take my hands off of my life and the way it should go. Oh, God, you don't need me. Somehow you want me. Oh, how you love me. Somehow that frees me to open my hands up and give you control. Oh, you want me. Somehow you want me. The King of Heaven wants me. And this world has lost its grip on me. And you want me. Somehow you want me. The King of Heaven wants me. Somehow that frees me to open my hands up and give you control. Oh, you want me. Somehow you want me. The King of Heaven wants me. And this world has lost its grip on me. God, you don't need me. Somehow you want me. Oh, how you love me. Somehow that frees me to take my hands off of my life and the way it should go. Oh, God, you don't need me. Somehow you want me. Oh, how you love me. Somehow that frees me to open my hands up and give you control. I give you control. I give you control. I wanna give you control. I give you control. I give you control.
Hace mucho tiempo que la gente vive como quien está en la espera de una tercera crisis, una tercera guerra, pero no se dan ni cuenta que la guerra hace tiempo ya empezó. El conflicto de los siglos hace tiempo comenzó.
Según va pasando el tiempo, cada día crece más la perspectiva. Que hay algunos que han creído que es una guerra pasiva. No es una guerra pasiva, pues la Biblia bien lo dice claramente. Satanás ha descendido con ira y cual león rugiente. El conflicto de los siglos que ahora está pronto acabará. Ya sabemos desde ahora qué pasará para el gran final, el gran final. Esto es tan fácil de conocer. Jesús vendrá por los que son de él. Satanás vencido está. Jesús vendrá y nos
Wow, qué grandiosos trabajos que hicieron ustedes, señores. Muy buenos trabajos, excelentes trabajos. Yo me he quedado maravillado con todas las cosas que ustedes han hecho. Así que el equipo de Pathfinder Honor Ritual School les agradece por haber participado en este campamento. Señores, por favor, terminen de hacer sus actividades hasta las medianoche de hoy, domingo. Así que no se sientan tristes porque se haya acabado el campamento. Al contrario, siéntanse bien felices por las cosas que ustedes alcanzaron, por las bendiciones que ustedes obtuvieron durante este fin de semana. Esas palabras buenas de los pastores, esos sermones poderosos que nos ayudaron a reconfortar nuestra alma durante este tiempo de pandemia. Lamentablemente hemos llegado al final de esta actividad, así que muchachos, para mí es un gran honor, y para los muchachos que trabajaron por detrás de las cámaras, haber hecho un campamento especialmente para ustedes, un campamento inolvidable y un campamento en el que ustedes se van a recordar siempre. Así que muchachos, felicidades por todos los trabajos que hicieron, felicidades a esos participantes que estuvieron con nosotros en diferentes horarios. Es inexplicable, la experiencia es inexplicable. Así que muchachos, nos vemos en el próximo campamento presencial. Bye bye.
Yo soy enviado por su llamado, me da sus fuerzas para pelear. Yo soy amado y rescatado, y por su causa quiero luchar. Somos su pueblo, nación santa, liberados del pecado para Cristo poder anunciar. Y su palabra hemos confiado al cielo preparado, y su rostro nos hace cantar. Yo soy un líder, cargo la espada.